Good evening everybody and welcome to another beer review. Today I am quite grumpy, so don't expect me to be as buoyant as I always am. My tooth literally cracked and came apart in two yesterday. So I've had about 2.5 hours worth of dental surgery done on my wonderful face today, and I have a bright pink filling that is full of fluoride or something, which causes a very bad stinging sensation all the way around my mouth. So I thought the best thing that you could possibly do at any time when you're in pain is to reach for a bottle. So we might as well reach back into the beer mail that Jens has sent me, and we're going for a Cruise Ale Werkstatt from Munchen from Munich. Had a look at the guy's website. So I should probably say 745 Escalation. This is their double IPA, clocking in at 8.3% ABV, and I think it was 83 IBU as well, strangely enough. I'm just double checking my stats there. Yeah, 8.3% ABV and also 83 IBU. Had a look on the website, and they come across as quite Brewdog-esque, but like a Munich version of them. Even the kind of pictures, they've got the gritty, high contrast portraits and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. It says on the back as well, you are the hero of the night. Escalation since 1983. If my German is any good. So they come across quite brewdoggy. Apparently their story is they went around the world looking for different hops and different malts that weren't particularly used in Germany and sticking to the Reinheitsgebot rules, so only barley, barley, yeast, hops and water as the only ingredients of beer. Try to make something different that German beers aren't like. So having a look at the recipes, they've only got the pale ale and their IPA recipes and kind of blurb about online. They've got really interesting hops in there, so they're using stuff like Nelson Sauvin, Citra, what else was it? I think Centennial Cascade. So they're not using traditional German hops or traditional Eastern European or European hops, and trying to bring that sort of American-y or perhaps Pacific Islander vibe to the German scene, I suppose. Won't be the first and probably won't be the last, but it's nice to see. Very, very nice to see. So without further ado, let's crack this fellow open and see what we get. Speaking of which, it says 19th of the 8th, 14 on the back as the best before date, and if we're assuming that's a year on this bottle, and this is particularly darn fresh, this wonderful glass, this wonderful bottle even. So let's pour it out and see what we have. Nice amount of smoke coming off it. Alright, try not to overflow, as I always do when I pour, because I'm a rubbish pourer. There we are. We have quite a deep amber colour for this beer. It looks a lot brighter on the camera because the light's kind of literally above it. From what I can see, it's quite dark for an IPA, but it's clear as day. Lovely, super thick, tiny little bubbles, but super thick head going on. It's about 3 fingers going on too. Looks absolutely wonderful actually. Definitely looks like it's got a little bit more punch to it, like it has that extra malt body content. It's kind of kicked it up to 8.3. So, nice level of carbonation as well actually. Quite a lot of fizz going on. Never a bad thing. Let's get our nose in there and give it a smell. Oh, yummy! Wow! Weirdly, shortly before this review, one of the only things I seem to be able to eat at the moment is very soft stuff because my mouth's killing me. So I had some pineapple, and it's just the smells coming back once again. I mean, genuinely, I've just had fresh pineapple, and this smells more pineapple-y than the fresh pineapple I just had. Really tropically. It's almost like a bag of dried fruit, like mango and papaya. Like I said, pineapple. Oh, super juicy. I mean, this must be mega fresh because it could just be like straight out of the fermenter that's been dry hopped. We were racking at work today, our black IPA called Obsidian, and we had a big, massive, literally I think it was like 5 kilos of hops in a humongous hop bag, and we had to drag that out the top of the fermenter before we could rack the beer. And the smell coming from that was so super unctuous. I mean, it was absolutely stupendously fragrant, and this almost has that same level of smell to it. Oh, really, really, really hats off. This smells amazing. The beer we tried a couple of days ago was pretty damn good as well, but this one's got aroma. Super knockout. Really is super sweet, super fruity. Everything tropical. I could name every single tropical fruit. A kumquat, that's probably in there too. Yeah, it's really brilliant. Right, no further ado, let's get in there. I need this alcohol to stop the pain in my mouth. There's a very, very rich malt body to this one. I'm immediately getting like deep, particularly kind of dark sugar sort of flavours, more so with molasses and dark Belgian candy. No, not particularly that because it gives a very distinct flavour, but treacle and molasses. There's a really, really, really boozy whack as well. You initially get kind of dark sugary flavours and a massive, massive just raft of alcohol across the tongue. Super bitter as well. It's only 83 IBUs. I've tried things that are more bitter, but you get that kind of astringency across the tongue. Again, with the carbonation, it's kind of astringent on the tongue. It's a nice medium mouthfeel too. Extremely pleasant in terms of feel. In fact, it's got quite a chunky little mouthfeel. Maybe a bit more than medium. Gives it a bit of body, a bit of whack. And then after the bitterness, you get those sort of fruity flavours. I'm getting more akin to mango and papaya territory than I'm getting pineapple. Sometimes pineapple can be quite acidic in flavour. This was a little bit more mellow, and in fact the hop flavours are a little bit not understated because they're definitely still there, but they're not as pungent. Not as pungent as some American style IPAs or double IPAs that I've had. Yeah, this one's definitely got a bit more balance to it. Probably more of a European style, amped up. It's definitely got this super knockout blow from the malt body, and the bitterness from the hops, and just those kind of sweet and fruity hop flavours, just to end the palate, so you don't get completely washed with a sweet and bitter concoction. It's the smell. The smell, alcoholic whack, the mouthfeel. Again, this is another stonking beer. I wish Enns would have sent me beers that weren't so stonking because everything's getting a fantastic review. But German craft beer is definitely coming leaps and bounds. I mean, I wouldn't be able to see these beers because there's not an export market in England, at least for anything other than German lagers or wheat beers. So it's a crying shame. It really is a crying shame that I haven't tried a bad beer yet from this box. The vast majority of which have been German, and they've all been killer. Having said that, this one's probably not got as much hop pungency as I would have liked, so it's going to be the first one. I think it's going to be an 8.5. I would like the alcoholic waft is probably a little bit too much for me. It is quite ethyl alcohol-y, so it is quite a strong alcohol flavour, and the hops are just a tiny smidgen bit understated. The aroma is absolutely stupidly brilliant though, and I think if it was just a little bit more hop flavour to kind of go with that aroma, it would be like a 9 and a 9.5. Very, 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 very minor criticism though. An 8.5 is still a go out there right now and find a bottle of this rating in my books. I can immediately feel the pain in my mouth succeeding very well too, which is always a good sign. So, Crew Ale Werkstatt, 745 Escalation. I would like to know what the story is behind 745 Escalation. I asked my grandma to translate the back, and she was just like, they're saying something about the beer being really good. So she was a lot of use. So yeah, comment, like, favourite, subscribe. My tongue is getting stuck. Tell me what you think. If you've had anything by Crew Ale, and tell me if you agree with my rating if you have tried anything by them. And until the next beer review, hopefully when I have less pain in my mouth and I can talk better, cheers!